Can you tell me where you're at and just how long you have been in real estate?
I mean, officially, 100% in selling, residential commercial as of January this year. So before this COVID hit, right? That's where I started. I mean, I've had 10 plus years in real estate though, right? Buying, selling. I have, a portfolio of investment properties. And then obviously I had then, purchased my own and then sold my own retirement homes, right? So definitely you have some background and knowledge, so not too fresh, so to speak.
Right. So your background in the uh, nursing homes and in that, tell me a
Right.
little bit about, how that kind of helped springboard you into what you're doing now.
So basically, in terms of having the retirement homes, well, I would tour the residents or new occupants, and really I was selling the services of the home into a room, right? So that's where a lot of seniors were looking ahead, especially now in terms of summer, because winter is around the corner and it's going to come quick. And right now it's the springtime. The market's obviously, very productive,
Right.
and this is the time to actually sell. But then there was a lot of in-house housekeeping, cleaning up that the seniors had to do before they actually moved in, right? So that's where I'd also say, you know what, let me help sell your place, and that way I can help you make the most money for you, and I'd be happy to work with you and your family, etc., and then navigate also the healthcare system, and then guide you into the process of moving into the retirement home and make that a seamless process for you.
Right. And because, with your experience
Mhm.
in the healthcare industry, you know that this can be a really challenging time for people. It's not only for um, for the children that are kind of involved in this, but also that maybe the spouse of somebody that has passed away and having to,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So I mean, I feel like you're like, uniquely qualified to working with these people because you understand.
It's a niche, right? Like it's definitely a niche. Not, I mean, people don't have that healthcare background or understanding, or I mean, being a nurse helps, right? And that was my industry, so I've helped a lot of families in that sense. Where again, acquiring these homes or family members that have passed away. It goes to the will or the estate, where it goes to in terms of a probate, where they have to wait for the lawyers to be able
Mhm.
to then authenticate and let the children know. Very stressful time as well, but it's just
Mhm.
guiding them through that process, because I mean, it's a difficult time, right? But also then, they don't know what to do in a sense, and that's where I can help out. And I have a team of, agents now that I work with, and we all work together. So that way, that's always helped. I mean, previously, before I got my real estate license, I'd always do referrals to all the real
Mhm.
estate agents, right? So I must have done like 60 or 70 referrals easily. And then on top of that, the real estate agents used to sell my homes, right? And I keep in touch with all of them. I mean, luckily, knock on wood,
Mhm.
in the homes that I've, 8 of them that I've sold, that no one's passed away because of COVID. So that's a good sign, right?
Right.
So that way they locked it down right away, which is nice.
Right. Yeah. So where are you located again?
Well, I'm in Canada, so I'm in Ontario, London, Ontario. So I'm 2 hours west of Toronto.
With the inheriteds, have you, when you do reach out to these leads, have you had any kickback? Has there been any, because it is kind of a touchy subject.
It is, and again, like the way I have gotten the inherited homes is through the retirement homes or the nursing
Mhm.
homes. So I think, like, for members, if you're gonna take that route, it might be a good idea to say reach out to the nursing homes or the executive directors, and the owners, to say, hey, we can help you. We can help your clients with this, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of real estate companies have some sort of sponsorship or donation of some sort, and if we can help them, they help us. It's a win-win. And that's where those referrals come from, right? So I mean, that has worked really well for me, being able to, have those doors open. When I call them and they tell me, well, the house is in probate and I thought I'd just see, or I'd put it on Kijiji, or I'd just put a price out to see what kind of feedback I got, that's when I say, you know what, my background, I'm a nurse by background, and I have, helped a lot of people, especially when their loved one has passed away. And I know it's a difficult time. And I think that empathy, that genuineness, to say, I know it's a difficult time, and I know it's a process and it can take 60 to 120 days easily going through the lawyers, etc. I know you're going through a lot, and if I can help you list the home, so you can focus on what you need to, because I know it's a stressful time, I'm more than happy to help you with that, and you can let me know if we can take the next steps and sit down when it's convenient for you.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's great. I think the working with the assisted living homes, I think that's a great tip, because
Yeah,
just they're also looking for ways that they can help serve the
absolutely.
families of their clients.
The more they can do and the more services they can provide at no cost, and it's a referral, you know what I mean? And the real estate agents we can help the homes as well, whether it's Christmas gifts for the residents, or you know what I mean? Like, it can be a reciprocal relationship. It just depends on each agent, right? And then we can hand out the books too, or we can educate them. So the other thing with the homes is now, because of COVID, like, I had scheduled every quarter to go into a couple of the homes and do a 20-minute presentation on tips and tricks on selling your home, or, in terms of the retirement home process. And, I was going to talk about and give a book to all the residents, because seniors love to read, right? And it has my name, my picture on it, my information. And again, they have families that visit, right? They have visitors every day, some of them. And seniors love to talk on the phone. And so I was going to hand them a book with a box of chocolates or something nice to say, as this is my giveaway to you, right? So the other thing I was in the process of doing is writing a letter and sending a book as well to the banks and to lawyers. So banks in terms of the foreclosures or the homes in receivership, but in terms of the inherited, properties, because of the wills, and obviously they have specific lawyers that actually do this, and saying, look, I know that you deal with this. If we can make contact, or I can take you for lunch, and we can talk about this further on how we can help each other, I'd love to sit down and reach out to you. So let me know when's a good time for you, right? And that's where I would take them for lunch. So that's the next connection I'm going to be making as well, with the bankers and lawyers, because to me, those are phenomenal leads, in a sense of somebody saying, hey, I know a good agent.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, because they're a big part of that process. And, I think, if you can get connections with all three of those prongs, I mean, you've got it covered from every base.
Definitely.
I think that's
so the other, I will share with you this too. The hospital. So, you're in the States, so it's a little different, but for Canada, it's different. So in the States, they're privately, I guess, different organizations operate them, right? Yeah. So reaching out to the social workers there, because they have a lot of people that come in that, their loved ones in the hospital, now they passed away, they're looking for a home, or they can't live alone, so they're passing services on. But as a referral, that, we have a contact for you that can help you through, if you need to sell the home, etc., right? Or the loved one passes away, and now the kids are like, they don't know what to do, right? Where it can be like, okay, here's a list of contacts, and the real estate agent's one of them, right? So that would be a really good one, because in here in Ontario, with my contacts, like, we have a LIN, it's called the Local Health Integration Network, and they oversee the funding, or in terms of the funding for the hospitals, or where they're allocated, but they're the ones that have the social workers, so they know me too, right? So I reached out to them, and I've sent letters as well, and then I'll be sending like calendars, and just making sure, right, the touches are there, and following up with phone calls saying, did you get my book? Did you get my calendar? If you have clients, let me know, because they're the ones that actually physically talk and meet these individuals in crisis, or needing assistance, or needing direction, right? Where if they have a reputable person they know genuinely will lead them through the process in their best benefit, they will absolutely reach out, because they're looking for people like you too, right?